Deshaun Watson wants a trade? Is that true or is that rumor? Nick Caserio got a 6-year deal with the Texans, and that might be why Deshaun Watson wants a trade. Also, yes, we need to talk about what's going on in this country, but we're going to do so as adults. Plus, speaking of adults, a lady punched another lady on a plane because her kids wouldn't stop kicking her seat, and I'm here for it. All that and more right now on Barry on Deck. Let go.
Live from the BiffNet Studios World Headquarters in Spring, Texas, it's Barry on Deck, hosted by former ESPN Houston radio host and stand-up comedian Barry Laminack, starring Oliver the Cat. Written by Barry Laminack, produced by Barry Laminack, directed by, you guessed it, Barry Laminack, featuring sports, entertainment, special guests, film sessions, and some drinking. Okay, a lot of drinking. Viewer discretion is advised. And now, here's your host, Barry Laminack.
What's up, you damn dirty deckheads? Welcome to Barry on Deck. I am your host, Barry Laminack. Thank you guys for being here. Today is Thursday, January 7th, 2021. This is episode number 168 of the show. And if I sound a little under the weather, if I sound a little raspy, if I sound sexy, I might have had a little too much to drink last night. I might have gotten a little shithoused on Food of Ages with my buddy Mike Liebeshock. I might have overdone it a little bit, and then I should have went to bed when Food of Ages was over. Au contraire, mon frère. I did not go to bed. I stayed up playing Warzone, drunk as hell, with House and KD. And was Walt who? I don't even remember. I think Walt was there for a while. And then House and I ran until 1. And then I stayed up until 3:30 in the morning because I promised myself, and I think I promised House, I wasn't going to bed until we had a certified new president. And so I stayed up and I watched the news and I watched the House and Senate finish what was started earlier in the day and then disrupted by a bunch of goddamn idiots. But I wasn't going to go to bed until I saw it for my own eyes. Plus, given the type of day that it was a historic day in many ways. Not in a great way. Not in like, oh my gosh, Bitcoin hit $1 billion type of historic. It was sadly historic. But I was going to sit up and watch it. And I watched the votes turn, and I watched them certify that Joe Biden was the next president of the United States, and whether you like that or not, that is called democracy. I didn't necessarily care for it when Trump was president and certified, but that was called democracy, and here we are. We don't always like our president, but what you gonna do? So we're gonna talk about that. I want to get your opinions on it. I want to know what you thought of what took place yesterday. We are not going to get into politics as in we already got one thumbs down. You sad little people. Let me go on ahead and address something here. Let me be real clear up front what I think about you if it bothers you that we have these types of discussions and I give my opinion. I think you're a sad little piece of shit of a human being if you can't have a normal, rational discussion or even listen to somebody have an opposing viewpoint as you. So fuck you, unfollow me, go away, don't come back to this show. I don't care about you, and I don't want you here. Now, that's not a direct attack on any one person that follows a party. That's you sensitive pussies that can't have a discussion without getting butt hurt. Oh, this guy said something I don't like. Fuck this guy. Well, fuck you. Go away. Go sit in your echo chamber and listen to what you need to hear that makes you feel good about you. And I'm saying this because I literally have watched my Twitter followers decline because I'm out here saying what happened yesterday was wrong. And people were like, oh, no, oh, you can't say that about Trump and fuck Trump and fuck you. Because this isn't about Republican and Democrat. It's about one man. Now, we're going to be adults about it after this. But that pissed me off. Because you know what? It's okay to disagree. It's okay for us to not get along and agree on our politics. That's why it's called politics. But there has to be a line in the sand that we draw where we say, all right, you and I disagree. You're going to say some hurtful shit. I'm going to say some hurtful shit. We're not going to agree on all these topics and situations. But at some point when you storm a Capitol building and try to disrupt the democracy and the democratic flow of this country, you've crossed a line. It's one thing to talk shit at a podium and vote and laugh at the other party when they lose in 2016 or 2020, 2021 or 2012, whatever it is that that's one thing. But when you try to stop democracy, go fuck yourself. And if you support that and you're okay with it, also double go fuck yourself. It's not okay. And if you still support this man and this guy, President Trump, if you still support Donald Trump after what happened yesterday, go on ahead and close this window. I don't want you here. Go on ahead and unfollow me on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and Twitch by the way, all of them at Barry is funny. But seriously, and it's not because I'm a snowflake, because I'm here to have the discussions with you about what we agree and disagree on. What I'm telling you is, and what people need to realize, and I'm talking moderate Republicans, I'm talking far left liberals, I'm talking far right conservatives. What people need to understand is that what happened yesterday was that a line was crossed. And we can't be okay with that as a country. Party be damned, you cannot be okay with what happened yesterday. That's how Hitler became Hitler. What happened yesterday is how dictators turn a normal society into a dictatorship. We cannot have that, and you cannot be okay with it. And you should be mad not just at Donald Trump, but the people that are okay with it. You should be mad at them too. So, and I understand. Some of you are gonna, I don't tune into this show for politics. Bro, do you understand what happened yesterday? Do you understand how significant that is in our history? I'm not gonna say it was 9/11 because 4 people died instead of the thousands that died at 9/11. But what I'm telling you right now is there was an attack on our democracy yesterday. And if you don't understand the significance of that and you're just tuning in for some chuckles, I got news for you. Sometimes there's no fucking chuckles to be found. Sometimes shit is serious and you need to not make jokes and have a rational discussion. Now, are we going to have fun today? Yes. But I also want to have these talks. And I'm not going to be the only one talking. I want to see your opinions, whether you agree or disagree on certain fronts. But I'll tell you right now, I think we all have to agree that it was not okay. And I've seen a lot of my friends, and yes, believe it or not, I have a lot of Republican friends. A lot of them. And I've seen them all coming out and saying, yesterday was too much, too far. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that. But I'm seeing a few people making excuses on Twitter. People are hitting me up. Well, now, Barry, think about how many, there was this many people when Black Lives Matter. Are you fucking serious right now? Are you really trying to justify what happened yesterday by comparing it to what has happened in the past? And can we for a moment talk about the fact that one group of people was fighting for the rights of American citizens to live free of police brutality, while the other one was mad because they lost an election and were determined to not see democracy happen in this country? And you want to sit there and say, well, they both were protesting and rioting. It's not the fucking same. It's just not. And if you can't see that, you're dumb as fuck. This isn't about opinion. This is about democracy. So I digress. Said what I wanted to say. Oh, I was fucking furious last night watching the news coverage of it and watching people like Ted Cruz, who was a slimy piece of shit. Now, I don't normally, outside of a few presidents and whatnot, and I have in fact said, I don't remember, but I think I praised Mitch McConnell yesterday on Food of Ages, and I saw where Lindsey Graham came out, and I was so fucking happy to see it. And I get it. You guys that are left don't like Lindsey Graham. I don't think they're the greatest people in the world. But you know what? When it mattered the most, they stood up and said something. As opposed to this piece of shit, Ted Cruz, who was like, well, they still got a point. Fuck you, Ted. It's democracy, you dumb fuck. But at least people like Lindsey Graham stood their ground and said, okay, if I need to say it, I'm going to say it. Joe Biden is our president. That's called, he played politics all the way up to the line. And you got to kind of respect him for that. But when it mattered the most, he did the right thing. But not Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz is like, oh, we can't have violence, but I understand why they're doing it. That's a backhanded okay. That's a backhanded check mark. That's you saying, as you talk between the lines, that you're okay with what they did. Slimy piece of shit. Ted Cruz, just fucking go away, bro. I can't believe I actually woke up this morning and have respect for Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham. And just not too long ago, I saw Ted Cruz on a show he was fighting with. I don't know who the fuck he was fighting with. But I was like, Ted seems like a decent dude, actually. Not after yesterday. Not after yesterday. Fuck you, Ted. Fuck you. Okay, I've used my platform. I want to see what you guys say, though. So let's get to the chat, because we do have to get to the chat. And we do have a winner for the day. Dude, Jesus Perez is making you guys look like you don't even care anymore. If Jesus Perez is winning 2021. The dude is absolutely on it. Now, Alan Denson blocked the Triple Crown. He put, what up, chat? So that happens sometimes. But Jesus, again, first in on the chat. Much love to you, Jesus. Thanks for being in there. Thanks for being the best deckhead of 2021 on Thursday, January 7th, for that few moments there. Much appreciated. Let's do the chat. Let's do this. Steven the Weather Guy, already and early. He was second, but he was early with his forecast. Current conditions at BiffNet World Headquarters, 57 degrees, dew point 40 degrees, clear skies, 70% chance of screw house. Now, I'm going to fix that. That's 100% chance of screw house, just because. Marvin Wingfield in the building. Stephen Luther is here. What's up, dude? Rick C is here. Brandon Martinez. John Dory. Truckin' Taco. Cece's in the building. Love you, girl. Happy Thursday. Girl, I'm just drinking water and Diet Coke today. Don't try to tip me for a shot, y'all. None of that. It is not Thursday, for sure. What up, Rev? Uriel Villanueva's in the building. Total Dallas. Chris Davis. Keith Sager is here. What up, man? I cannot wait for tomorrow. Finally, we get back. Finally, the show has come back to Lawn Talk. Can't wait for that. That was my rock impression. It was pretty terrible. What up, G-Man? What up, Jeff Bell? Francisco Abarca? My sweet Donna. How are you, baby girl? Jen. Hi, Jen. Jen, is that a wave or a high five? I don't know which one that is. Justin Swinford, what's up? Terrence J's in the building. Christopher Jones. We gonna have some talks. Christopher Jones said, do you think Barry's done storming the Capitol and will make the show? You raggedy. Let's see. And I think CJ leans conservative, but hopefully he's not one of those dudes who's like, it's okay. Sylvia, what's up, girl? Jesus Perez in the building. I got Jesus. Who else? Eric Elman is here. What up, dog? Fidel, I got to see Angie Bryan is here. I love seeing that. My dog, Chris Reyes. What's up, man? My 1%er. And no, he's not in a motorcycle gang, okay? Leva Shock, how you feeling, buddy? How you feeling? So Leva Shock has backslid into the chat. Boy, yesterday was fun. What up, Katie? How are you, sweet thing? Wallace Wilts, damn, made it here before me. Yeah, I did, because I'm on time, bitches. Not always, but, it's whatever. Who else? Truck Driver Pookie is here. G-Man, thank you for the super chat, buddy. He said, Thursday, take a shot. No, I can't. I just can't. I absolutely can't do it. All right, that's enough chat. I'm trying to catch up with what's going on in the chat because look, I'm just gonna scroll to the bottom. I ranted and raved, and I don't want to just sit here and be awkwardly going back through the chat. But let's have a discussion about what are your guys' thoughts on what happened yesterday. I'm curious to see where you fall on this. I'm curious to see, did you feel like how did it make you feel? Because I think that's important because we're all Americans at the end of the day. Some of you are fucking idiots, and not you in the chat, but some of you in general are fucking idiots. But we're all Americans. And I mean, when I watched it, I didn't have the same horror that I did when I saw 9/11 happen live on TV. But I'm telling you right now, watching it, first my thought was, how does a bunch of stupid, bumbling, redneck idiots storm the Capitol and go inside? That's my first question. And my second question was, what does this say about our ability to protect ourselves against the rest of the world? If I saw a meme that said, great, we can't get into Area 51, but Duck Dynasty just took the Capitol. It's funny, but it's true. What do we do? That's scary. That's real scary. And we better get our shit together. So I'm interested to see what you say. Penguin Katie said, I was disgusted, disappointed, and angry. Eric Racinda says, when a Colombian and two Mexicans say, damn, that's crazy, it doesn't seem safe anymore. You know that was crazy. I wasn't going to fix Oliver. I don't know what that means. Chris Reyes says he's disappointed. That is a good word to describe what happened yesterday. It's a great word to describe what happened yesterday. Luis Zelaya said, I wonder, will there ever be another Republican president ever again? How does a political party recover? I'll tell you what, Luis, it's a good point. I would vote for the right Republican president again. I would vote for the right president, whether they be Republican or Democrat. And I don't think the party goes away, but I'm going to tell you right now, there's going to be a lot of damage done to this party if the leaders of the party don't get their shit together. And I think that's why Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham did what they did. I think that's why they felt like they had to come out and say enough is enough. Because they did let it go too far, and it was because of fear of Trump. But once they also lost Georgia, I think they thought, that is a losing ticket now. Trump couldn't win a second term, and he couldn't convince Georgia to not flip. And so don't mistake for 1 second that what Lindsey Graham and Mitch McConnell did wasn't political. That is how the game is played. But at the same time, they did what they had to do, and I respect it. Reverend said they opened the gates for them. The police did. I think because I don't know. I don't know why, and it saddens me to know that, and I mentioned that on Food of Ages. But after seeing the video, you wonder if there was like hey, we have to allow them peaceful protest, or we have to, we've secured this, they can come up to the building, but they can't come in, or you don't know what's going on the walkie-talkies. It would break my heart to think that just a bunch of police were like, well, go on ahead, fellers. After watching the videos, and because Nora told me about that last night at the break of Food of Ages, and I thought, you got to be shitting me. Then I see the videos, and I was like, I don't know how you explain the selfie other than, I'll say this. I saw during protests, Black Lives Matter and other protests about the murder of George Floyd and social injustice around this country, there were moments where protesters and police were seen taking pictures together, giving each other water, helping each other. So listen, cops have political views too. And maybe some of those police on Capitol Hill were pro-Trump and were like, hey, don't bother me none. And maybe some of them did it to try to diffuse the situation. Think about that. If you're a cop and you're surrounded by protesters and one of them's like, hey, can we take a picture? Would you rather be like, fuck you, and try to continue this, or maybe try to diffuse it some? I don't know. I'm trying to be rational about some of this shit, okay? It's hard. It's very difficult, but I'm trying. By the way, I feel like my desk. Gotta lower it. Oh, who's fancy? Lowered the desk, just like that. Robert said they let them in. D. Modest said, white magic. I don't know what that means. Cece said you missed it, but I will say it again. The president did everything to lose me, and he did. That's a crazy thing, right? I mean, like, if people are bailing on him and his party, which I'm proud to see, and I'm glad, CC, because, you know, I understand where you are politically on the spectrum, but there's that fine line, right? I mean, there's that point when it's about party and it's about politics, and then it's about America. And I'm glad to see more and more Republicans saying, no, this isn't okay. Excuse me, not a COVID cough, just a hungover cough. I can tell. This is definitely a hungover sound. Donna said, I'm very sad and disappointed, and I'm scared for our future. I think we'll see how we react to this. I think you're going to have to see how does this play out politically and amongst the people before I get too scared. Now, if nothing happens, that's different. What I would like to see Congress impeach Trump, and here's why. Hear me out. I learned last night that doing the old 25th Amendment thing, there's not enough time. It's 2 weeks. If there was 1 year and 2 weeks away, they would have an opportunity to render him mentally unfit to serve, and then Mike Pence could take over. And props to Mike Pence. Not a big fan of his either. Props to Mike Pence. Again, doing the right thing at the end of the day because democracy. But I would like to see them. I would like to see them impeach Trump again. Now, that doesn't mean they're going to throw him out, but here's the deal. If you are in, because remember now, if you understand, which I'm not a genius, but you can be impeached but not lose your job. It just means that they vote to impeach, but you don't lose your job because they control the Senate. Now, this time around, and they don't have control of the Senate yet. However, the House can move to impeach him. If that were to happen, and an emergency session of the House said we have impeached Donald Trump, he doesn't lose his job, but he has been technically impeached. What that means is he can't run again in 4 years. And I think there could be no bigger punishment for this narcissistic asshole than to not allow him to run for president in 4 years. And if the Republican Party really wanted to save face to the point made earlier about the Republicans, that's how you do it. And House said a great thing, and this is me, House, 1,000% this is me. I was never, and I have never been anti-Republican. I am 1,000,000% anti-Trump. I have been 1,000,000% anti-Trump. This is what we knew this guy to be all along. When you make fun of the handicap, when you make fun of the overweight women, when you make fun of women, when you say grab them by the pussy, when you tell the Proud Boys to stand back and stand by, when you say there's good people on both sides, when you do these things as an individual, this wasn't a party line. This is as an individual. And that's the problem that I had. ZP580 said Trump has set the GOP back. They have to be done with him like his admins jumping ship. Agree 1,000%. If the Republicans ever hope to get a moderate like myself to vote for them again, you've got to do something. And again, that's why I was excited to see Lindsey Graham and Mitch McConnell do what they did. Juan Gonzalez says, I have friends in Korea and Germany, and their local friends just laugh at us. This is America. Imada said if black and Mexican people did that, there would be a lot more than 4 dead people. Fact. At least that is how brown and black people in this country feel. Because I can tell you, my wife said the exact words. Matt Poche said that's the biggest issue is the party leadership has been compliant. They have up to a point, and like Chris Jones just said, and I mentioned earlier, Pence finally said, no, bro, enough's enough. I've tried to support you. I've tried to, your temper tantrum and all that shit. I'm not going to overthrow a democracy for you, you narcissistic piece of shit. And they did the right thing. And you got to respect that. And I want to say this something to everybody that has been very much outspoken against conservatives and the Republicans and Trump and everybody else. And I know there's this tit for tat where, well, you didn't let us be, so we got to listen. At some point, you have to acknowledge the fact that people on the other side did the right thing and allow them to have that. We're never going to get anywhere if you're like, well, sorry, That dude's a piece of shit, even though he did the right thing when we needed it the most. Doesn't matter. Can't be like that. Let me see what else. I'm trying to catch up. I want to get all you guys in on this. P. Jones said, I can't really chat. I'm working, but as a black man raising black sons, I am petrified. I don't think I need to add anything to that. Truck Driver Pookie said, how does these idiots raid the Capitol and we as Texans fans can't get organized to get the McNairs to get their shit together? No shit. Penguin Katie, exactly, Matt. Bury their heads in the sand. Okay. Okay, it's a lot of white magic means white privilege. I don't know what that is. Matt Boucher, these assholes got into private offices and stole mail and then just let them walk out and nothing happened. That's a problem. That's a serious problem. Katie has a good point. Oh, the history books might need to be set aside these last 6 years and write a book about it on its own. Yeah, Trucker Taco said they're trying to invoke the 25th minute, but not enough time. Uriel Villanueva said, looked like I was watching footage from another country. Never thought we'd see something like that here. That's the scary thing, Uriel. I totally agree with you. All right, so Mike Magic and somebody's going at each other. That's fine. Carry on. Terrence J, because I do want to get y'all's opinions. Goddamn, why is that so big? Y'all be typing up some shit here, boy. Terrence J said, I'm disgusted at what happened yesterday, but this is how the world sees us as a bunch of clowns and asks what's good about America. It's hard to argue when we have this happen for the world to see. Let's see. Where to go? I thought he's been impeached once already. He has, Amos. That's the thing. If you get impeached twice, you can no longer run for office. I've never knew how much I liked Kasich and Schwarzenegger till I saw the mess of the past 4 years. What makes you, if you're super anti-Republican, if you're one of those folks on the left that's like, I hate everything red, I don't give a shit, like it's a gang war, well, you got to be longing for the days of President Bush. Either one of them at this point. My government teacher was also a football coach. My knowledge is lacking. All right. And again, say what I want to get to these. I know this is kind of a weird flow to the show, but I want you guys to have the opportunity to say what you want to say and have a platform, and let's have some rational adult discussions about it. I think it's important. I do. Y'all know me. And look, this is what I learned. Oh, another thumbs down. Cool. Hey, how about this? Here's one finger up. Go fuck yourself. Get out of here. I don't want you here. I don't want you here. I don't want you here if you can't have a fucking discussion as an adult. So bye. I found out that there are some stations in town, some radio stations that have been told they can't talk politics. They can't talk. There are it's like stick to sports type shit, right? Which I find to be interesting because I feel like, yes, you want sports and yes, you want, but I think you have to have rational or at least give people a platform to voice their opinion and have those discussions when this happens. You can't just say, look, we're sports and we're sports only. Yeah, you're a sports station, you're a sports show, you're a sports talk host, but you're also an American and you're also here and you have the right. That's what drives me nuts is when people say, hey, Barry, just be funny. So because I'm a comedian, I can't have the right to talk politics, or because I do a YouTube show, I don't have the right to talk politics. I live in this country. I'm affected by the politics of this country like everybody else. I mean, I wouldn't tell you not to start a YouTube show and say what you want to say. Doesn't mean I'm going to agree or disagree with you, but that's the beautiful thing about this is we can talk about it. It's just crazy. The Red Viper said, hey, what's up, Red Viper? Can't say I've ever seen your name, but thank you for being here. He said, yesterday I skipped work watching all the drama. I saw a meme referencing a season finale. It was a Trump administration finale. I'll tell you one of the funniest jokes I saw. That's pretty funny, the Red Viper. I'll tell you one of the funniest jokes I saw was a comedian named Chad Alexander on Facebook. I want to make sure that I get this right because I don't want to mess up his joke. I don't know a lot about Chad, but this guy, I mean, I know who he is and stuff. I wouldn't say we're BFFs or anything. Here it goes. This joke is this is the best joke that I've seen so far written by professionals, by, meme creators or whatever. But Chad Alexander said, this is the bonus scene from everyone that sat through the credits from 2020. Oh my God, that is fucking genius. I'm going to put that on the screen. That is just too good. That is just absolutely fucking genius. Look at this shit. Unbelievable joke. Concise to the point. It's not wordy. And it is so fucking clever and on point. That was so good. Rev said, best tweet I saw yesterday. If we have to keep saying we are better than this every 2 weeks, we might not be. Listen, I'm not going to say who or what, but I have legit had people, what's up, John? I have legit had people say to me, we've always said America's the greatest country on earth. We've always said that this is the this, that, and the other. It's the best place to live, this and that. But when so many of your citizens feel disenfranchised and scared and threatened, and then shit like this happens, can we lay claim to that? Our history was founded on racism and misogyny and exclusion. All men were not created equal when this country was founded, and it just said men. It didn't say women. We didn't say all people. I love this country, and it's why I want to see it great. Not lip service, not a slogan to get elected. And I think, this country does have problems. We have serious problems. We have deep wounds. But at some point, we're going to have to figure out how to solve this. I don't know how. I don't have the answer. But I'm just telling you, it's sad to sit here and even have to question, are we really? Are we really the greatest country on earth? It might be the best place to live. It might have the greatest economy. But when things happen like they have happened over the last several decades to centuries, are we? Innovatively, yeah. Monetarily, yeah. Militarily, yeah. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you that we treat our people better than anybody else. Healthcare, the homeless, veterans, our own people, people of color, women, the handicapped. I saw a meme that said, more people were arrested when handicapped were protesting Congress when an amendment was passed that was, I don't remember the exact amendment, but it had something to do with rights for the handicapped. They were at Congress protesting and trying to disrupt it. And there was something like 20 or 30 something people that were handicapped that were arrested. And yesterday, there was 112. And yesterday, I think there were 50 arrests. Ugh, that's a bad look. Total Dallas, yes, Amos impeached. If they had time to impeach this time, there would certainly be a vote to remove him also. Was that a foam finger, Barry? Foam is the new ringy dingy, you guys. That's the food of Asia's mafia. I am going to make a foam shirt. Stick tight. White Magic said, can we please review the Tom Segura injury? I saw a picture. I didn't know if that was real or made up or what. I will try to. I'll tell you what, White Magic, do me a favor. Link it to me on Discord. And I'll do a show topic on that tomorrow, because obviously I have shit already created for the show today. But so I just wanted to have some frank and open discussions about what's going on in this country, because it's important, you guys. And so I wanted to open the floor to you. I wanted you to be able to voice your opinion. Not that you can't do that anywhere else. But look, yesterday was a pivotal moment. It would be like if 9/11 happened and then I just come on and be like, so who's better, Dak Prescott or Deshaun Watson? What? You mean something happened? Nobody's doing that. Nobody's doing that. And I'm certainly not going to come on and pretend like it didn't happen. So if it upsets you, I apologize, but this is what had to be done. And yes, I'm passionate about my views, and yes, I'm passionate about what I feel like is the right thing, as we all are. But I'm big enough to admit when people on the sides that or people that I may not agree with do the right thing. And when people that I do agree with do the wrong thing. Chandler said, Barry, on the opposite side, we have seen how dangerous a platform could be. A radio show guy with his views spewing lies can be dangerous. They should be well informed and not just opinionated. I'm going to disagree with you, Chandler. And let me tell you why. And I think that that's a really good take on your part. But here's the thing. It's not my fault if I give an opinion and then some idiot takes it as gospel and they live in that echo chamber. And I'm talking, I'm assuming you're talking about guys like Rush Limbaugh who are like, the president is the greatest president of all time. Oh, that's my Rush Limbaugh. It's not a good Rush Limbaugh. I don't even know what Rush Limbaugh sounds like. I don't know what's coming up right now. I'm so hungry. I need pills. My point is, people that support guys like that live in an echo chamber of stupidity. They don't want to hear the truth or a fact, right? Like people were arguing with me, this is a fact. And it wasn't a fact. It was a fucking opinion. Like they were saying Antifa was behind the whole thing. How fucking stupid do you have to be to think I'm that stupid to believe your stupidity? So there's the difference of, well, if there's a guy with a fucking rebel flag and a QAnon shirt or whatever the fuck that's called, like I'm not buying this Antifa bullshit. And I'm not an Antifa supporter. They're a bunch of fucking terrorists too. A lot of, almost all of them. So don't give me that. But don't try to sit there and say this is some subversive bullshit conspiracy from the other side. That's the kind of shit that is dangerous. And that's the kind of shit people want to consume because they don't want to hear the truth because it doesn't coincide with their belief. It doesn't validate their feelings. So no, I don't think it's crazy that a guy could have an opinion on something. What the danger is believing them without fact checking it. Because if you present me with something, Chandler, ask anybody that's ever sent me something on Twitter. I'm going to look it up. Before I agree or disagree or like or retweet, I'm going to do some research to make sure whatever you told me that I feel strongly about is a fact and is true. So opinion is one thing. Ted Cruz is a fucking idiot is an opinion. How Ted Cruz votes or the things that he says, that's a fact. So, agree to disagree, I guess. Chandler said, I started watching you on YouTube because Ennis is trash. And someone told me you were here because I voiced my disapproval of him. Someone told you that you were here? I'm so confused about that. That I was here? No, I got laid off. I'm here because I don't have a job. It has nothing to do with Josh Ennis. That's the thing is people think Josh Ennis and I are like this big rivalry. I don't ever think of that dude and he don't ever think of me. We don't give a shit about each other. I mean, he's said some things in the past and I've said some things in the past, but it's petty bullshit. But there's no rivalry between me and Josh Ennis. But, so no, this I don't know what that means. Maybe clarify, Chandler. Oh, so are you okay? Maybe I'm confused. I don't know. Post it again. I think he just called you Tucker Carlson, Barry. Who? Chandler called me Tucker Carlson? Christopher Jones said, in February, I told a few people and tweeted later that we as a country were tracking the decline and fall of the Roman Empire. Sadly, I'm feeling more and more certain now. God damn it, Christopher Jones. Don't say that. Don't say that. What's up, David Herrera? What up, Playboy? All right, so I'm going to do a few more, and then let's get into some sports. But I feel like we just spent 40 minutes talking about this country, and I think that's valid, and I think that's okay. But what's up, David Herrera? We're about to talk some sports. Walt Walker gave me a fantastic topic to discuss that I want to get your opinions on, especially Cowboy fans. So you're going to want to get to that. Let me get to these last couple of messages, and then we're going to get into that topic because I'm here for it. I love it. And I want to see what you Cowboys folks have to say about it. Excuse me. Where is it? Marsha said, problem is people don't put that effort. Their verification is listening to the speaker, host, etc. Like you said, echo chamber. Yeah, that is the problem. Like, I just want people to do some research on this topic, on whatever topic you're passionate about. Don't just let someone else give you your opinion and your facts, because chances are they're not going to be facts. Go find the facts. And I get it. You can use Fox News or CNN, and that's going to support your side, left or right. Find resources that don't give a shit, and find more than one to validate it. That's what I always do. If CNN posts something, I don't take it as gospel. They're so goddamn slanted. CNN couldn't be any bluer. They couldn't be any more left. I don't watch CNN and take everything they say as gospel. I don't go to their website and go, well, all this is the truth. They're slanted too. ZP580 said, idiots take stuff they hear or see and run with it all the time. If it fits their narrative, a girl on my Facebook literally posts fake info with the caption, not sure if it's true or not. Jesus Christ. Then don't post it. Someone told Chandler that you had a show, Barry. That's why he watches. Oh, that's what he meant. Dope. Okay. Well, Chandler, I'm glad to hear that, man. I'm just glad you're watching. I mean, I don't give a shit why. I mean, I care why, but at the end of the day, I'm just glad you're watching. Jared Callahan said, some people get most of their news from memes nowadays. God damn it, that's so true. Whoever said, won't give you a topic was how to pick up spam callers. No. Cowboy Trav said, this country and myself needs to pray more. Sad, embarrassing shit from them trailer boys. I support my party, but I don't like media hypocrites. I don't like the breaking into federal property bullshit. Amen, Cowboy Trav. And you should support your party. I'm not telling you guys don't continue with your politics, but you should support democracy overall, over everything else. Because without it, there is that you don't have your party. Matt Boucher said, I think I'm going to take a COVID nap. Catch you later. All right. Peace out. Christopher Jones said, reading opposing resources, you can't make an argument unless you understand the facts supporting the opposing side. True. If you're stating an opinion, it's one thing, but if you're trying to come at me with made up facts, that's completely different. ZP580 said, I disagree with that Tucker Carlson take. Sorry, Barry, you don't have the hair to pull that off. Definitely not. Yeah, except on my nipple, right around the ring right there. There's a nice little patch of hair. Cowboy Trez said, I disagree with about 99.9% of y'all, but I'm here for the laughs and the sports. And you know what, Trev? That's okay. And I God damn it, I respect you for it, Cowboy Trev. You and Chris Reyes and a few of the other deckheads that are Republicans and conservatives. And, this is probably a more liberal-leaning show with just the fan base. And I tend to be more left than right, although people think I'm far left, and I'm not at all. I consider myself a moderate. But what I love is the fact that adults like you can be like, yeah, I don't agree with that. But it's not, at the end of the day, who gives a shit? I'll talk with my vote. Like, that's how you do it. And God damn it, you have no idea how much I respect you for being able to say that. And I'd be like, this hurts my feelings, and fucking leave. So, dude, props to you for being a badass, Cowboy Trav, and Chris Reyes, and Cece, and whoever else I know is a conservative. But it doesn't bother them. I love that. Chandler said, my bad, I'm on delay, I'm at work. No, I was talking to someone about how trash Ennis is, and I needed a 2:00 show while I'm at work. Okay. And they said Barry has a show. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense, dude. I appreciate you, buddy. Thank you for being here. For real. All right, guys, that's enough. It's 2:44. We're gonna do more sports discussions in hour number 2. This was the non-sports, I guess, for the day. Although I had a bunch of non-sports stuff planned. Listen to some of these topics. Let me get my mic over here. Here were some of my non-sports topics I wanted to do. And then but I have some more sports as well. Non-sports topics include somebody tried to break into Dr. Dre's house while he was in the hospital. People are fucking awful. A woman punched a mom on a flight because her kids were kicking her chair. Really want to talk about that. A study says men who are 5'6" need to earn an additional $175,000 to be as desirable as a dude that's 6 foot. If you're 5'6", You better go get 3 more jobs if you want to be considered hot. David Hasselhoff is selling the Knight Rider car. KITT, Shipley's Donuts has been bought out. There are 7 different types of rest that you need to get, and you're probably not getting any of them. And then Jeopardy has found their next guest host. So those were all topics I had planned, but we spent 45 minutes of non-sports on politics and democracy. Democracy manifest. Get your hands off my penis, yes, I see you know your judo well. Still one of my all-time fucking favorite videos. Fidel said, I'm screwed 5'2". That's hilarious. Okay, but we are going to talk sports. So here we go. PayPal Pete said, I'm late, but I'm here. Better late than never, buddy. Even if y'all watch late. And thank you for your super chat. Thank you for your generosity. My dog, you have been so supportive of me since this started, buddy, and I appreciate it so much. PayPal Pete said, I'm late, but I'm here. That tweet today was 100. You keep it real, Barry. I'm here for it, homie. Hey, man. I've always said, numbers are great on social media. Would I love to have? I was at almost 12,000 Twitter followers, and now I'm at 11,700. 300 people have been like, this hurts my feelings, and then they leave. And does that bother me? Yeah, because as a comedian, when people book you, they look at your social following. So losing followers actually affects me. Actually affects my bottom line. Like having followers and subscribers and that's what they look for now in comedians. They used to look at us and be like, well, have you been on TV? Because I can put that on a flyer. And now they're like, oh, you got a bunch of followers? Well, that could probably sell some tickets. So yes, losing followers sucks for me as a comedian and as a content creator. That's my whole life, is having those likes and follows and shit like that. But if you think for 1 second I'm going to sacrifice my integrity for your follow, you might as well fucking unfollow me now. I don't give a fuck. I will not do it. I'll shut all this shit down and go back to IT before I sacrifice my values as what I consider to be a pretty decent human being. Fuck no. But I appreciate you, PayPal Pete, very much. Where did it go? Damn it, I had one more. Okay. Yeah, losing my integrity would suck much more. Okay, here's the question that Walt posed to me, which I thought was a pretty good topic of discussion. Cowboy fans, are you ready? Defend your honor. I need to back this up a little bit, I feel like. I don't like it when my head is outside of the screen. I think that's bad framing in TV terms. Like you're supposed to be like right there, but then that looks weird too. Whatever, fuck it. Can you, Cowboy fans? Sports alert. I don't have a fucking alert. Sports alert? No. Sports alert? None of that works. Here's the question. Can you be pro Dak and be a Cowboys fan? Can you be pro Dak and be pro Cowboys at the same time? Let me explain what I mean by that and what Walt means by that when he proposed the question. Can you be rooting for Dak to get a huge contract? One that could have salary cap implications on the team as a whole. Can you root for him to win in negotiations and still be like, I'm pro Cowboys? Because one could have a significant impact. Oh, my microphone just fell. That's great. One, I knew that was going to happen at some point. I just didn't know when. One, God damn it. Come on, microphone. Quit fucking with me, ready, bitch. Okay, my microphone just needs Viagra. This used to happen at ESPN all the time. Anyways, one can have a significant impact on the other. In other words, could a huge contract for Dak Prescott strap the Cowboys financially? Yes. Could it make it more difficult to get talent? Yes. When you look at a guy like Tom Brady, who, never was the highest paid quarterback in the league, even though he was the best, it would allow the team, it gave the Patriots flexibility to be able to go out and spread that money across. There was never a bona fide stud superstar. I guess Gronk was. Randy Moss. I mean, there were superstars, but nobody ever broke the bank with the Patriots. So the question, can you be a Dak fan and hope he gets every penny that he can get and be a Cowboys fan? I'm going to say yes. And the reason is, there's always going to be a new highest paid in the NFL. Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson. Like, there's always going to be these teams, and the Chiefs have been successful. I think what you have to hope for is that the people making the decisions on the salary cap are smart enough to spend the remaining money they have to get value for it. So in my opinion, yes, you absolutely can root for the guy to get paid. Now, would it be better if he didn't? Would it be better if he was, middle of the road so you could, yeah, absolutely. But, where'd it go? Good afternoon, Barry, and the rest of the chat. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Cowboy Talk, I'm out. Good one. Let's see. Where'd it go? So now we know who keeps on breaking the mics at ESPN. No! It's this fucking, look, it's this thing. Like right here. That thing, like, watch. See, and I tighten it, but it doesn't tighten. I don't understand it. Speaking of Titans, Titan Hugo, tighten up. Yeah, I don't get this thing. It sucks. God damn it, it sucks. Whatever. All right. KD said, give him a 3 to 4 year deal. He'll get franchise tagged again. He can go to get that Kirk Cousins money and then some. So, what's your point, KD? I don't understand what you're saying. Are you saying, because Kirk Cousins is no longer a Washington Redskin, Washington football teamer, and he made a shit ton of money and then got paid, and the Vikings are the Vikings. The point is you want to be able to keep Dak as your quarterback if you think he's that good, see him get paid, and still be able to manage to bring in other people and build the roster around him to potentially win a Super Bowl. Can you root for both, though? Curious what you guys think. Cowboy Trav said, do not give him max. So I think Cowboy Trav has said, I'm pro Cowboys more than I am pro Dak. Oh my God, Total Dallas said there should be Cowboy Talk every 10 minutes. Fuck no. Barry's mic having those dead spots. Looks like a case for the Y factor. It sucks. I hate it, man. And I want to move it, but then I can't keep that sumbitch out of the. I could angle it. I don't know. It's a whole goddamn deal. It's really driving me crazy. It really is. Cowboy Trav, need more defense help on the record break on that record breaking shitty D. Oh, and the O line is beat up and getting older. Yeah, that's the thing, man. The O line used to be the best thing about the Dallas Cowboys. Just get a cordless Ryobi trimmer edger and a battery charger for my birthday. Oh shit, you just got one. Congrats, Mark G. That's dope. Good for you. No, the threads aren't stripped. It's just a weird way that they do it, Justin. I don't know. Cece said she is the authority on all things Dallas Cowboys. Cece said Dak is quite overrated. I don't want to pay him the max. Pro Cowboys, but I do love feel for Dak, but feelings don't win Super Bowls. So are you not rooting for him to get every penny he can out of Jerry Jones then, CC? Is that, because that's the question I'm asking. Are you hoping Dak gets top dollar? Doesn't seem like CC does. ZP580 said Total Dallas agreed. Have to tag him again because of the injury. Should have handled it last season. That's the problem. They dug their own grave here with him. White Magic said, y'all go buy a lottery ticket. Me and CC just agreed on something. Okay, so she is not pro Dak getting every single penny. Chris Davis said, the point is that JJ fucked it up by not paying him, which is Jerry Jones, not Watt, by not paying him before DW4 Mahomes. I warned everyone that it was going to happen. The boys had a chance to pay him under $36 million, but they wouldn't get it. They did offer him money, though, and he turned it down, Katie. That's the problem. He turned it down before the Mahomes and Deshaun Watson deal, if you recall. They had tried to negotiate with him, and he wanted to see what the market was going to be. So I don't necessarily blame Jerry Jones for all of this. Dak is like, I'm one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and I want to be paid like it. I think Dak is being a little bit delusional here. I don't think Dak Prescott knows who he is. I think Dak Prescott thinks he's Patrick Mahomes. He's not. But when you look at his numbers, you're like, oh shit, last 18, 20 games, Dak's been on fire. How many Super Bowls is that translated to? That's the difference. How many MVPs? Like, that's the difference between Dak and Deshaun and Patrick Mahomes when it comes to contract demands. You're either paying on potential or you're paying on results. And when you pay on potential, that is a scary situation to be in. As opposed to Patrick Mahomes just won an MVP and a Super Bowl, and we're going to pay for that. As opposed to Deshaun Watson could win us a Super Bowl. Dak Prescott could win us a Super Bowl. Yeah, Chandler said they offered him $30 million, I think. He should have taken that deal. All right, so D-Mata, we're going to talk about that in the next hour. D-Mata says, is Deshaun trying to leave the Texans? I do have that as one of my topics. Nick Caserio got a 6-year deal. Probably won't go into too much detail on that. We talked about Nick Caserio ad nauseum yesterday. I'm going to try to fix this microphone. Walt, thank you, Walt, for the topic. Walt chimed in and said, no quarterback making more than 50% of the salary cap has ever won a Super Bowl in the last 15 to 20 years. Only 2 have made the Super Bowl. So paying Dak means no Cowboys Super Bowl for the next 10 years. Boom. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean that. There's always the exception to the rule, and crazier things have happened and stuff like that. But if you just strictly go off of the numbers, then yeah. What the numbers tell you, it's like stock, right? You don't know what's going to happen in the future. Anything could, but you look at past performances and what's happened. That's a good point. Chuck Everboogie said, man, Cowboy fans hating on Dak getting his bag. Y'all some haters. Pay that man the max. I only want that so that the Cowboys can't build a roster. All right, let's get to the break. We're going to talk Deshaun Watson on the other side. I've got a video from Lamar Jackson that I just am here for. I think you're going to like it too. If you're not a big Lamar Jackson fan, hang tight. I'll make you a Lamar Jackson fan after the break. Plus, the Saints are trying to get 50,000 people in a hotel so they can have a full stadium. Fucking Saints. What are you doing? All that and more right after this break. I do have some joke videos for you, so stick around. The break videos should be hopefully entertaining for you. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break and come back with more right here on Barry on Deck. Don't go anywhere. I'm Barry Laminack, and this isn't what happened in sports. New Patriots quarterback Cam Newton arrived before the game Sunday. I assume from the Banana Republic. He arrived with plenty of confidence and over 5 times the potassium of other quarterbacks. In case you missed it, a lady reported that Odell Beckham Jr. has a scat fetish, to which Cleveland Browns fans responded, big deal. We've been eating shit way longer than he has. The Browns are adamant about not trading Odell Beckham Jr. The front office said Cleveland loves Odell and Odell loves his Browns. Her Browns and everybody's Browns. On Sunday's Jets-Dolphins game, New York defensive back Marcus May made an interception by holding the ball against his butt. He's a Jet, but he plays like a Packer. During a press conference this week, Patriots coach Bill Belichick wore a sweatshirt covered in holes from what I assumed was when he was shot by the fashion police. He looks like who the ghost of Christmas future warns you about. Is he trying to score touchdowns or heroin? Chiefs head coach and freezer section door Andy Reid got lots of attention for his face shield last week. That's what's known as a Cajun steamer. He looks like the dumbest welder ever. It's like he was a retired transformer, Jumbotron.
Tom Brady got his first win as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, beating the Carolina Panthers 31-17. And after the game, Brady spent time in the Panthers locker room reading stories and passing out snacks to the youngins. During a game against the Bears, Tom Brady appeared to have lost track of the downs, thinking it was third down when it was actually fourth down, thus effectively ending the game for the Bucs. Hey, to be fair, at his age, it's not uncommon to finish early. I'm Barry Laminack, and this isn't what happened in sports. Falcons fullback Keith Smith said he eats Chipotle 4 or 5 times a day. It's the closest he's been this year to a winning franchise. A former Tampa Bay Rays baseball prospect was convicted for a triple murder with a baseball bat. He followed that up with a double homicide and a hit and run. During a recent interview, Mike Tyson said he used his kid's urine to pass a drug test. He used his kid's urine to pass the drug test. And that explains why he tested positive for animal crackers. Sue Bird said soccer players are, quote, generally cute little white girls. And that's just the men's team. Packers linebacker Kamal Martin deleted his Twitter account after accidentally posting a porn link. Martin says he now plans on playing the rest of the season in incognito mode. Martin has 7 tackles this year, and not surprisingly, they're all solo. A 71-year-old man set a world record for weightlifting by squatting 430 pounds, pressing 303 pounds, and he did 518 pounds of almost deadlifts. His workout plan is AARP90X. In tennis news, Rafael Nadal won his 13th Grand Slam by beating Novak Djokovic at the French Open. Nadal has won more on French soil than the entire French army.
Hey, welcome back to hour number 2 of Barry on Deck. Welcome to the portion of the show where I wrestle a goddamn microphone into submission. Thanks for sticking around through the break. I appreciate it. If you didn't, as always, I would like to invite you to go have sex with yourself if you didn't stick around through the break. Chandler said, man, YouTube not having the picture-in-picture feature on iPhone is killing my vibe. Yeah, that does suck. That sucks a lot. All right, so I see the debate is raging on about Dak, and I'm here for it. I dig it. Thank you guys for participating in the discussion. It was a good topic, Walt. Thank you for that. Breaking news. I don't have a fucking, I need to get a breaking news sound. Do I have one in my, on the software? Because the software that I use came with sounds, but I never really messed with them. Like they have all these, no, that's the drops. Oh, y'all remember this?
Let me do it for a fucking video, for a fucking meme, for a fucking goddamn TikTok. Wear your fucking mask, wear your gloves, so we can get the fuck out of our house, you dumb fucks.
I still have that saved, along with...
Oh, yeah, Pee-wee. Hey, somebody call 911. Oh, he dead.
And along with,
I got your bitch.
I don't know why I have those saved, but I was looking like for where is this was what they had like built into the, so like my mixer came with all of those ones that I played, like the laughs and the cheering and the fail and the jokes and the scary and the crickets and the fairy sound. And then I added the drum roll for the Jerry and Barry on Deck Streamathon. But I need to add the DJ horn because this software, this is what it has for the following. It has this glockenspiel. Please turn the page. It's got the applause. That sounds whack. It's got a party noisemaker. Sounds like the beginning of a Beyonce song. And it's got a bicycle horn. What? What am I, the wacky Kuzu? Whoa. Okay. I need to get a breaking news thing. Breaking news. I got way off track. Surprise. Breaking news. I got a message, a private message on my Twitter account. Noisemaker is a good breaking news sound. Yeah. Breaking news. I got a message on my Twitter DM. Some rando. Let me pull this over here real quick. Some rando sends me a message. I guess we're friends because they said, oh, okay, so I know who this is. Well, I don't know who they are. They have 14 followers. And I think I met them. If you guys recall, I used to do a show on Channel 2. I had a segment on a show on Channel 2. It was called Barry on Sports, which you saw some. We're doing them now just for the YouTube channel while the Houston Sports Show's on hiatus. Well, I used to do some man on the street things, right? Where I would go out and interview people at Astros games or Texans games or Rockets games or U of H. And I would just do a man on the street, ask crazy questions, make people laugh, whatever. A few times I would do that and people would be like, oh my God, this is so great. I want to follow you. How do I follow? And so, you know, they would follow me on Twitter or whatever. Just to, I guess, because we met. And this person, I guess, was one of those people because I have this picture of me with them. And I also have this picture. Oh, man. That was fat. I look like I have on eyeshadow in this picture. What's going on here? Let me show you this. This is, hold on. Why do I look like I have on, it's not rouge. It's, what is it called when you put is it eyeshadow or a mascara? Which one is that? Which one is it when you put it up there? Look at this. This is a picture I have. Thank you, PPWL and PayPal Pete. That was a picture of me doing the man on the street outside of the Astros. Why? So it's called eyeshadow, CC? Why does it look like I have on purple eyeshadow in this fucking picture, first of all? That's creepy as shit. I'm just going to zoom in on the eyes here. Hold on. Let me just get the eyes. Is it my glasses? Why does it look like, look at this weird old shit. Why does it look like I have on, right? It does, Marsha. That's weird, bro. Hold on. Let me see if I can do this right. I got to get, oh. What? I gotta line it up. I don't know why it looks like that. I digress. God damn it, I'm way off track. The point is that this person just sent me a message on Twitter. And it says, I'm leaving Facebook and Twitter. Now, mind you, I met this person one time doing Barry on Sports. Man on the street. I'm leaving Twitter and Facebook. Here's my email. Here's my phone number. Sent both. They shared my date of birth, names of family members, and other private information. I have no law enforcement support to stop the stalker who is illegally countersuing me. My lawyer is terrible. Okay, well, I'm not dumping you as a friend, but I'm dumping Facebook and Twitter, especially after what they did to the president. Nail in the coffin. Well, why would you send that to me? Just fucking go. If you have to announce that you're leaving, you're only doing it for attention. What do you want me to do? Go? Person whose tweets I never read? Just fucking go. We used to see that on, I'm glad Katie's here. And I don't know if Tony is here. Tony and Katie and several of us used to be on a message board. And it's kind of like the Discord. Y'all, it's the same concept. But back in the day on the 1560 message boards, people would quit. Like, I think I quit 3 times. Everybody quits a message board. And when they do, it's a big deal. They're like, I am leaving. And then everybody else on the message board is like, we don't care. And then you quit, and then you come back in 2 weeks. Like, just fucking quit. Just go. Like, if you just need attention, just be like, hey, everybody, I need attention. And then we'll give you some fucking attention. But if you're going to quit, just fucking quit. Just go quietly in the night. Otherwise, you just look like an attention whore, and we all know it. We all know it. And yes, I'm talking to y'all on the Discord too. Next time you're mad and you're like, hey, everybody, I'm fucking quitting. Just quit. Just fucking quit. Don't tell us. Just go. It was a lot of fun, though. Oh, my God. It was so much fun. Katie said, I'm leaving this forum, and here's a thread about why. And then they don't leave. They check for the likes and the hearts and all that shit. And then eventually they leave. And then eventually they come back and they're like, hey, guys. I missed you. Did you miss me? No, we didn't fucking miss you. That's why we didn't care when you left in the first place. So just enjoy the message boards. Stop being attention whores. Oh, that's right. It was G's. Chandler said I gave it a complete, haven't went back. 713 Hooligan. Thank you for the super chat, buddy. Thank you, Josh. Josh said, I just wanted to announce that I am sending you a super chat, Barry. Look at me. Look at me. I didn't realize Josh was so funny, you guys. 713 Hooligan's funny. He slept on funny. Pete, thank you for the super chat. I will not quit. Look at me, Barry. Y'all are the biggest fucking attention whores ever. Also, thank you for the super chat. It's fucking hilarious, though. Hey! What's your name? Ezekiel. Fuck you, Ezekiel. All right. Yeah, you, Ryan, and me had the most G's. That's like XP now on the Discord for those of y'all that don't know. It's the same. It's all same. Yeah, we had a lot of stories on there. Okay, back to the sports talk. That's just a random fucking weird mess. I'm telling y'all, I love doing what I do. I do. I mean it. I love it so much. But boy, I can't imagine being a real celebrity. I couldn't imagine being somebody actually famous. The amount of messages and weird shit that they must get. Because I'll get, a couple a week. I've shown Jen, I've shown Walt, I've shown House, I show randomly. I'll be like, hey, look at this weird shit. Boy, could you imagine like what fucking Brad Pitt gets in his email and his messages and shit? It's crazy. All right, let's do this talk here. So I think it was Hugh that asked about it. Whoa. Yeah, I almost forgot something. We're going to get to sports, I promise. We still got plenty of time. We got 45 minutes. Besides, you got extra show yesterday. I almost forgot to bring this up today, but if you recall, Deckheads, we had the Fantasy Football League, and I told you that the overall points winner was going to get a special t-shirt, and then Eric Resendez initially was going to buy them a Saltgrass Steakhouse gift card to say congratulations for winning the Deckhead Fantasy, but he was unable to get the gift card, so he said he's just going to send $50 for dinner to that person that wins. And I'm going to tell you, Eric, I think that person that wins is a good person, and I think that they'll use it to go get food, as they should. And I have the top 5. So these are the top 5 point getters These are the top 5 teams that earned the most fantasy points. All of the leagues had the same scoring. All of the leagues had the same. So the further you win in the playoffs, the better you were, the better chance you had of accumulating the most points from week 1 to week 17. So really, like, the top 6 are probably going to be your playoff teams. And your overall winner of the custom shirt and the saltgrass, why do I keep saying Outback? Saltgrass dinner is Walt Walker, you guys. He didn't win a trophy. I don't think he won a trophy, right? But Walt had the most points of anybody of all 3 fantasy leagues. There were 36 people that played fantasy football with Barry on Deck teams. Of those 36, Walt, above everybody, had 1,782.36 points. PayPal Pete, my guy, was second, though. And it was close. It was close. Third was John Pham. Fourth was Daniel Davis. Team auto draft at 1665. Boy, that's got to piss you off, doesn't it? An auto draft team at 1665. And then Chris Mina, who's also Cowboy Fam's no longer with us for various reasons. Christopher Mina's no longer with us. Not that they died. They just, one's been banned and one said he quit. So Christopher Mina had 1661. So congrats, Walt. I'm going to make you a custom Barry on Deck Fantasy Football Champion shirt. I'm going to put that on my list of things to do. And Eric Resendez is going to send you $50 to take Sydney out to dinner on. Pretty fucking dope. And Eric Resendez is a top-notch human being for doing that kind of shit. I love the Deckheads, man. You guys, I love the way we support each other and the show. And it's just all love here. I love it. It's great. All right. Speaking of support, Eric Resendez, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Much appreciated. He said, I didn't quit, but because my card was stolen, I am coming back, though. That sucks, dude. I hate fucking thieves are the worst. Somebody stole his credit card and fucked up the Patreon. Fucking thieves, man. God damn. Special place in hell for people who steal shit. Assholes. All right. What's up, Sergio? Way to go, Idaho. No, they did. Oh, they did. Somebody called 911. Hey, there he goes. There's the champion. Yeah, buddy. By the way, I've noticed that I thought I fixed the stuttering Oliver. Guess not. No, Mina didn't get banned. He quit. He quit. He did not get banned. Cowboy Fam was banned. Christopher Mina just quit. So, just to clear the air. Okay. Deshaun Watson. Let's talk about this for a second. Because a lot of people are asking, is Deshaun Watson, is he asking for a trade? Well, the rumor is that he has hinted around that if the coaching search and final decision doesn't go as he hopes it goes, he's going to request a trade. Now, do you believe that or do you not believe that? Do you think that this is posturing? Do you think that this is his representatives or somebody starting this? I can tell you, I don't know what to believe. I can give you my opinion on what I think is happening here with Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans. And I'll say this. When you look at the tweet that he had, which was some things never change, if I recall correctly. Here was his tweet. Some things never change. That's what Deshaun Watson tweeted out when the Texans announced that Nick Caserio was going to be their new GM. And then they signed Nick Caserio to a 6-year deal. And this is after Deshaun Watson had already come out and said, we need a strong leader. We need somebody with a backbone. We need somebody that there's no power struggle. We just need someone to step up and take control of this organization and be a leader. That's essentially what Deshaun Watson said. And then the Texans go out and Texan it and get a Patriot and do all that bullshit, right? So what do I think is happening here? I think, one, if this is true, then Deshaun Watson is sending a message to the Texans and saying, look, I don't agree with your decision, but so you better not screw up the head coach. I also think that this is just a bit of posturing and not necessarily anything more than that, because the Texans don't have to trade him. Could he hold out? Yes. I think he's too much of a man of integrity to actually do that. But I think he could just say, hey, I don't want to be here anymore. I don't like what's happening here. And I don't think that would be actually crazy. If you don't like the way an organization is headed, look, who among us, and there are going to be people that say, oh, you can't, that's disloyal and this and that. If you don't like your job, do you stay there or do you go find another job? You go find another job. So I'm not going to begrudge Deshaun Watson if he doesn't want to be a Texan. Hell, I don't want to be a Texans fan. So I think you have to evaluate it and think, what is really going on here? And I think what he's trying to do is, without coming out and saying it himself, you can leak it and you can say, listen, I'm not happy. And you guys had better get your shit together when it comes to whoever's going to be the head coach of this football team. Because if you keep doing the dumb shit that you've been doing in the decisions that you make, I'm out of here. I think that's true, but I don't think he's necessarily going to be able to, force the trade. It's going to be the James Harden scenario all over again. That's what this is. This is James Harden. This is Kawhi Leonard. This is anytime an athlete has had some leverage and wants to make sure that things go the way he would like to see them go within an organization. I think that really is it. The article that I see says there are certain organizations that just can't ever figure it out. No, I'm sorry. So Pro Football Focus actually took a look at this and said, if you're thinking that the salary cap is an issue, this is what the article said. Take a look at the contract. Trading him would result in a cap charge of $21.6 million. That's a Herschel-sized haul of draft picks that would it take to overcome that, and that would more than justify the trade if you could get a Herschel Walker type deal done. It says, as the Texans decide on the next head coach, keep an eye on the possibility that Watson will respond by making it known privately and possibly publicly that he's ready to move on and move out. I think he is serious, and the only reason I would really say that is this tweet. But you just don't know. That's the problem. We really don't know what goes on behind the scenes. We don't know if this is posturing. We don't know. And I saw somebody said, ask your barber. Look, I'm not going to continue to do that. I asked the dude to get me a signed football from Deshaun Watson to help our streamathon raise money. I'm not going to go to my barber every time. That would be I don't know. I feel like that would be some sort of violation, some sort of code violation, ethics violation with my barber. Hey, PayPal Pete, thank you for the super chat. PayPal Pete said, I got to fix these. PayPal Pete said, I'm going to take the time to buy the runner-up dinner. So let me get this straight. You're going to buy yourself a nice steak dinner. Well, you are just a man of the people. You raggedy bitch. Pete, love you, buddy. All right. What is this? What's going on in the chat? Am I missing anything? What up, Westling? Hello, sir. Good day, sir. What does this mean? Oh, I see now. Never mind. I'll just leave that in the chat. We don't need to bring that up here. All right. The other thing I wanted to show you, if you're not, how many of you are actually like Lamar Jackson fans? I know you're like, he's a good football player. Okay, whatever. Are you a fan of Lamar Jackson? Are you like, man, I would buy a Lamar Jackson jersey? If you're not, I have something that might change your mind. Because, yeah, it's about what they do on the field, but it's also about, to me, it's also about the kind of person they are. Like, are you a good dude? Are you an asshole? I can respect your talent, but if you're just a dick like Bill Belichick, which, I think a lot of that is show. Pop, it's show. Lamar Jackson has the reputation, and not really the reputation, but he's known to address the media and call them Mr. and Mrs. So, like, for example, if Jerome Solomon asked Lamar Jackson a question, he'd be like, well, Mr. Solomon, I think blah, 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 blah. Or he might be like, well, Mr. What's the guy's name? Who's the fat guy from the Chronicle? Joel used to do a great impression of, oh, guys, I can't see my penis. What's his name? John McClane. He'd be like, well, Mr. McClane, I'm just happy to be here, blah, blah, blah. So he would always address them as Mr. and Mrs. And somebody asked him, Lamar, why do you use Mr. and Mrs. when you talk to the media? And this is what he said.
Yeah, that's just a respect thing. I really don't like to be disrespectful towards people, especially people who's, in a great position, like what you guys do. I really just like to respect you guys because I know I want to be respected if I was doing you guys' job. That's all.
It's pretty fucking cool. Let's be real. In a day and an age when athletes are entitled, when athletes are the richest people in the room, 99% of the time. Now, yeah, you put LeBron James in a room with Elon Musk, who just was confirmed as the richest person in the world now. Yeah, he's not. But a lot of times, the athlete is the richest man or woman in the room, period. And there's a sense of entitlement that comes with that. And Lamar Jackson has reason to be entitled if he wanted to. He's one of the best football players on the planet. He's one of the best quarterbacks. The success that he's had, the people that doubted him, the success in the NFL. I mean, all those things would give you reason to be, I earned this shit. So for him to say that and to react that way, man, I can't tell y'all how much I respect shit like that. I love that so much. And I have a huge amount of respect for anybody that could do that. So Titan Hugo said, I won't be a fan this weekend. I would ask you who you think is going to win, Titan Hugo, but we'll get into that tomorrow. I'll do some picks tomorrow. I know that's like a radio thing, is to do all your picks and stuff. And I'll be honest with you, breaking the fourth wall here. The reason we do picks, it's a time killer. The fuck do we know? But it is fun discussion if you have the ability to go back and forth. So I think what we'll do tomorrow is I'll do picks and I'll let you guys do your picks and we'll figure out a way to make it more interactive than just being a time killer. Sergio said he's very respectful. Yeah. It's pretty cool. It ain't Marshawn Lynch. So Brandon said this chat has been all over the place today. That's the beautiful thing about the chat, Brandon. That's the beautiful thing. And Chandler, that's probably best. What time is it? It's 3:30. Okay. What else did I have? Oh, we do need to discuss this for just a brief moment, if I may. I think I've hit all the sports that I wanted to discuss. But can we talk about the plans of Sean Payton and the New Orleans Saints? Who were considering getting a hotel and putting 50,000 fans in there somehow, some way, quarantining them, clearing them, and then allowing them to attend the playoff game so that the Superdome would be full. Like, how desperate are you for fans? Do you know how much that would cost? I can't even imagine. They're going to have 3,000 fans there. But could you imagine? So this is what a quote says. Luke Johnson, the New Orleans Times, I don't know how to, is it Picayune? Was among the reporters speaking to Sean Payton on Wednesday about the upcoming playoffs. When the coach was asked about recreating home field advantage, the suggestion was, well, pretty wild. I mean, I'm not even going to say it's wild. It's stupid. It's not even wild. It's dumb. Let's do some quick math here, chat. Where's my calc? Where's my calculator? Pull up my calculator here. Let's see. 50 3,000 people. Let's say they get them not the shittiest in the world. Let's say they get them a $50 room. We'll just use round numbers. That's $2.5 million before you pay the hotel tax, which you have to pay because the hotel tax pays for your shitty stadium. Well, not shitty. It's that was over the top. Lord, I apologize. It's kind of a harebrained kind of thing. $2.5 million just to have a full stadium for a playoff game. The craziest thing is, they don't even need it. They don't even need it. And I get it. You got fans that, wear Batman Saints outfits and Spider-Man Saints outfits and Captain America and Batgirl Saints outfits, and you want them there. And New Orleans fans are crazy and they're loud and, But at the end of the day, you're playing the Bears. 3,000's enough. Save it for the title game. Why would you shoot your load in a wild card game against the Bears? The Bears. I don't know. Raps, I got to go check on the boys. Y'all have a great evening. You too, buddy. Hopefully you're playing tonight. By the way, if you don't know what I'm talking about, every Tuesday and Thursday, I stream and play video games on Twitch, twitch.tv/Barry is funny. I usually play with the deckheads in some form or fashion. For a while, I said no, and then that's kind of been relaxed because everyone chilled the fuck out and got the message, I think. So, yeah, we're gonna run probably from 8 to 10, and then we switch over to one of the deckheads that's streaming on that day, either House or KD. And they'll pick it up. So tonight is KD's night. So I stream for a couple hours. I hand it off to KD. We stream for a couple more hours. It's a lot of fun. We all hang out, shoot the shit, talk shit, drink. It's a good time. So twitch.tv/Barry is funny. Also want to remind you while I'm doing this, please subscribe to the channel. It's right there. Well, it's not actually right there, but there's the hint, the video hint. Just scroll down, hit subscribe, click on the little bell. And every time I go live or post a video, and I'm prone to posting funny videos. Every time that happens, you'll get a notice that I have done so. All right, I think that pretty much covers all the sports shit I wanted to talk about. I think that's enough sports. Tomorrow we'll talk a little more NFL about the games. One of the things I mentioned it, and we don't need to speak ad nauseum about it, but somebody broke into Dr. Dre's house. Well, they tried to. They didn't actually succeed, I don't believe. But they tried to break into his house while he was in the hospital. The crazy thing is authorities initially thought that they were targeting Vice President-elect Kamala Harris's house, which is also in the area. But then they ended up in Dr. Dre's house. They banged on fences and doors before breaking in. The group attempted to break into the home, but were unable to get inside, according to LA police. If you knew that he was out and you did that, you're a dirty, rotten son of a bitch. Like, come on, dog. The man had a brain aneurysm. Stealing shit when he's home. Jerks. I mean, don't steal his shit. You know what I mean. Not all heroes wear capes. And not all criminals break into houses. This woman, depends on who you are, how you might consider her. This woman, let me get the article up because I don't know her name offhand. This woman's name is Daedrina Jaslyn Walker Williams. Daedrina Jaslyn Walker Williams. And she was on a Spirit Airlines flight headed to Portland. And while on the flight, behind her sat a mother and her two kids who were 3 and 7 years old, respectively. And the 3 and the 7-year-old kept kicking Daedrina's seat. And Daedrina said she warned the mom several times to tell your kids to quit kicking my seat. The article says she later said that she told the mother to keep her kids from kicking the seat, but was ignored. That's according to investigators. And then it says she claims the mother hit her on the shoulder. She did admit to punching the mother 2 or 3 times in the face. The victim had a bloody lip and a bump on her head. She said the mom hit me in the shoulder. They couldn't find a single witness that said otherwise. Spirit Airlines flight attendants reported witnessing the assault and said the victim didn't fight back. First of all, you got to fight back. What are you doing? Fight back. You're getting punched in the face. Go down for your kids, mom. What kind of mama bear doesn't fight back? Not a COVID cough. When the officer told the defendant that no one saw the victim hit her, this is what Daedrina Jocelyn Walker Williams said. You do what you got to do. She don't give a fuck about your feelings. She's riding on this plane. Now imagine that. Let's put ourselves in Daedrina's place, because we've all been there. You're on the plane. This is what I do. This is what I do when I'm in that position. And then if they keep going, you have to look at the mom. So first I look at the kids. And then if it keeps happening, you got to give them one of these. So you're sitting there. Hey, can you control your kids? That usually doesn't go well for parents. They fucking hate you when you do that. But you know what? If your kid's kicking my seat, your kid's an asshole. Get it under control, parents. So I'm not saying that Daedrina is a hero. You can't just go around punching people. But fuck, I get it. I get it. I understand it. I've got a 4-hour fucking flight. People on this flight are farting and shit and snoring, and the food is awful. I'm cramped. I can't even watch my goddamn movie. And then I got your little asshole kid just... Should have touched the mic. I was going to break again. I get it. I get the frustration. I also get that it's kids. You got to have some patience. But if I turn around and see, Josh said I still scare the shit out of kids with my gangster death stare. That's the thing. Josh, though, you look more scary than me. Like when this face goes, everybody's like, what's this chubby son of a bitch going to do? But when Josh stares at you, you're like, it's a big difference. I will say this. Look, Jen said my kids know better. Don't do that shit. Yeah, see, that's the difference. Because then, like, when I turn around and say, hey, you think you can keep your kids under control? I guarantee you, some of you in the chat were like, took offense to that as parents. They're just kids. Yeah, well, you know what I knew not to do? Act a goddamn fool in an airplane when my mom and dad were with me. Or they would whoop my ass. And if I kicked the person's seat in front of me, my dad would have taken me to the bathroom and took a belt to my ass. So, I know, I was a kid at one point. But some parents don't give a fuck. They're just like, oh, it's just easier. He's not screaming. He's not yelling. So if he's just kicking your seat, who gives a shit? Well, me, because I'm trying to fucking sleep on this flight. What up, Charles Garza? So, Chris Davis says, now the kids are going to tell their mom, shut up. We saw you getting your ass whooped. That is the other thing. If you're the kids, you're like, mama, that lady's staring at me. And then the lady punches you in the face. You got to defend your kid's honor. And now they're like, mama ain't shit. Mama got her ass whooped. That was embarrassing. That's funny. CC said, I had an asshole behind me on the way home from Thailand. I stood up to potty. Whoops, my drink. Oh, CC, you dirty scoundrel. Love the way you think, CC. That's how you do it, right? You give them the old, you're like, I'm just gonna, like if you're standing next to him, I'm just gonna make my way. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, shit. I'm so sorry. Did that get on your laptop? Oh, I'm sorry. Flying is the fucking worst, man. The worst. Especially with kids on the plane. Look, I don't have kids because I don't want kids. It doesn't mean I hate kids. I love kids. They're the great. Well, that sounds weird. I love my nieces and nephews as kids. There's no way. How do you say this? I'm not anti-kid. But don't sit there and act like every kid's an angel. Let's not do that. Some of these little bratty ass raggedy kids deserve the death stares that they get on planes from chubby, pasty white guys that are fledgling YouTube fuckfaces. In the end, though, Miss Daedrina Jaslyn Walker Williams is charged with a felony. Assault in the 4th degree and harassment. I don't know. I don't know if proving the point that shut your kids up is worth a felony assault charge. That's a little much. I mean, you can't just go around punching people in the face. It's just not okay. Certainly don't do it on a plane. And here's the other thing, and this is going to upset some people. Don't punch old white ladies in the face because they definitely call the authorities. They definitely are going to get police involved. Like if if let's say you punch Josh in the face. We'll just use 713 Hooligan because he was on there. Let's say you punch him in the face. Josh ain't calling the authorities. He'll fight you. Whoever wins, whatever. There's not going to be police. He's not pressing charges. But 50-year-old Karens with a couple of badass kids, they're definitely pressing charges. Christopher Jones said Bill Cosby had the best skit on bad kids on the plane. Oh, yeah, that was from the special Bill Cosby himself. So good. So good. It's the best. Chris, no, I will not condone that. You awful parent, you. All right, what else do I want to talk about today? Oh, let's do this because this was on the thumbnail. By the way, what I want to do when I do this, guys, I need you to put your height in the chat. Just the men. I want you to list how tall you are. Okay? So just real quick, I'll start. I'll go first because, I'm a team player. Just list how tall you are in the chat, guys. I'm 5'10". Katie's 5'8". Don't be scared. Don't be shy. Let's go. Ramp it up, boys. Westling's 6 foot. Chandler's 6'2". Keith is 6'2". Marcus 6'2". Fuck all you 6'2" tall sons of bitches. Chris Reyes is 5'10". Charles Garza's 5'11". Jeremy's 6 foot. Eric Elman 6'2". Goddamn, there's a lot of 6'2" dudes in here. Flip's 5'8". Jesus Perez is 5'3". Sergio's 5'7". Alan Denson 5'7". Terrence 5'9". Wallace 6'1". Fidel Lamone's 5'2". P. Jones is 5'9". D-Model says Josh whipping your ass. Josh is 6 foot. I ain't scared of no 6-footer. Drew Anderson's 5'11". Jensen, I'm taking notes. Alex Villanueva's 5'5". Amos is 5'11". You ladies are fucking cold-blooded. Cece's like, anyone here from the Congo? Oh my God. Chris Reyes, I could kiss my ass for that 5'2" BS. How tall is Chris Reyes? Is he not? He said 5'10". Christopher Jones is 5'7". SVG is 5'9". Juan Gonzalez 5'9". Sergio's 5'7" from the Congo. Sergio's like, I'm from the Congo. My penis is 5'7". Eric Resendez is 5'8". It's so funny. If y'all don't know that inside joke, I don't even know what episode it was, but we did a whole story on penis sizes based on country. And the Congo was the largest penis size of any country based on measurements. So Scott Hansa is 6'6". Wow. Total Dallas is 6'5". That's crazy talk. All right, so here we go. This is why I ask. And let me pull up the article that goes along with this. But essentially what this is saying is, a study says men who are 5'6" need to earn an additional $175,000 to be as desirable as a 6-foot tall man. So you're going to see here on this chart, this is additional income needed by man per $1,000. So let's just go here. 5'10", I have to earn an additional $24,000 a year to be as desirable as a 6-foot man. John Wessling is the mean. Chandler Edwards can earn $30,000 less a year as a 6-foot man and be as desirable. Same thing with Keith Sager. All you 6'2" sons of bitches can earn, let's say, so if the mean for a 6-foot man is $62,500, then you could earn $32,500 at 6'2" and be as desirable as a 6-foot guy that makes $62,500. That's how this works. So Chris Reyes, you're in my boat. We got to make an extra $24K a year. Let's see, where's my shorties at? Flip is 5'8", so Flip, you got to make an extra $138K a year. God damn it. Jesus Perez is 5'3". Oh my God, Jesus, you got to make over $250,000 a year to be as attractive as a 6-foot man, according to this chart. There's a bunch of 5'7"ers in here, which is somewhere in the neighborhood of $150K a year. That's Sergio and Alan Denson. Who else? Was 5'2"? Yeah, so Fidel Limon is 5'2". $269,000 a year on top of the $62,500. Now, I'm no math whiz, so I'm going to get out the calculator. So 62,500 plus 269,000. Fidel, you have to make $331,500 every year to be considered as desirable as a 6-foot man. God damn it. I feel sorry for the shorties. There's Alex Villanueva, who's 5'5". You got to earn about 200, Gur. Yeah, Amos is 5'11", so you're close. You're probably about 12K a year extra. 5'7", Christopher Jones. Yep, you're right there at about 200. Let's see, who else? Was that the shortest guy? 5'2"? Looks like it. Christopher Johnson, do they have something for women in correspondence to weight and height? Well, they have the money over there, but that's not, I mean, look, let's be real. It has nothing to do with that. Mark said, Jess is 5'10". She told me about lying about her height on a dating site years back, saying she was shorter. Dude she met had lied, saying he was taller. Both discovered those lies when they met. That's pretty funny. Explains why all these short-ass rappers love money. I wonder if this is true for little people. Like, I wonder, I'm curious if, like, you're like, all right, there's a difference in, like, oh, you're just, how do I say this without being politically incorrect? There's just no way to say this. Like, you're not a little person, but you're short. So that's a strike. Like, if you're a little person, it's not, no one's going to compare you to the desirability of a 6-foot person. There's just no way getting around this. Like, it's almost like, well, okay, that's a whole different category. Like, little people, I'm not going to say, would it be, well, I am just floundering over here. I just, like, I don't want to say regular heighted because that's not appropriate, and I know that. I don't know how to say this, non-little people, I guess. Like there's little people and then there's non-little people. And so like the chart is based on non-little people 6-footers. And then where in the scale of desirability from there. And I think the point is that the taller you are, the more desirable you are. But I'm curious if it's like, well, little people are going to have to invent a social media app that or something. Like it's not fair. It's not fair. This is not going good. Francisco said, I knew a guy that was a little person, but he was only like 4'10". I mean, that's Pink Valkyrie. I don't know what Katie means here. Not necessarily true. What that means. I'm just going to change the subject though, because I don't know I don't want to draw the, hold on. What are you eating? Oliver's out here eating shit off the floor. Not like actual shit. Oliver, what are you playing? Oh, I think he's got like a spider or something. Jesus. Oh my God. Oh my God. What are you doing, bro? What are you doing? Stop it. Get out of here. Sorry about that. My fucking cat is eating a goddamn spider. No, I didn't kick him. Flip, I've had skinny jeans for years, man. You still rocking them big-ass baggy jean coats with the white stitches on them, ain't you, Flip? Don't come at me about my britches. Don't come at me about my britches, Skip. You think you're going to hurt my feelings for saying I wear skinny jeans? You got another thing coming. I wear these bitches on stage all the time, and people try to heckle me about my jeans. Ain't happening. Westling said, that was something. I didn't kick Oliver. He was eating a spider. So I moved him with my foot off the spider. Look at this motherfucker's. So I have a box of shit out there, right? That I have to get cleared out. Look at this shit. This is your king. Look at him. So I put that box out there. Look, he's getting shit out of my box. Look, he's going to pull something out of there. So we have a toy box for this cat, okay? And no shit, no lie, Nora buys the cat so many toys that we bought a toy box. And she'll put all of his toys in the box. And at some point, he'll go to the box and just pull toys out. No, it's not that there's like, that box is full of stuff. That box is full of stuff for like making shirts on the cricket or whatever. Look, he's like, I need to get some shit out of here. Bro, I swear if you mess my shit up, Oliver, I swear to God on everything holy. Oh my God, this cat. What he's going to do is he's going to fuck up the vinyl that I use to make t-shirts. It's going to make me angry. He'll probably chew on that shit. Hold on. I'm not having this foolishness today. Leave it alone. All right, sorry about that. I had to discipline my cat. I am not having a roid rage. Ah! Now he's trying to get in there. He's like, can I have the box though? Oliver's not Mexican. He's the cutest though. God, he's so funny. I am now a hemorrhoid rage might be a little more appropriate. Hey, one more thing I wanted to discuss before we get out of here. I've got more I'll say for tomorrow, including the Knight Rider thing and Shipley's and how much rest are you getting and all that. But one other thing is they have picked the next guest host for Jeopardy. It's Katie Couric. You good with that, folks? I know everybody was like, Ken Jennings. And then we all found out that Ken Jennings is a fucking asshole on Twitter. and tweets disgraceful shit and got in trouble for it and had to own it. So now they're like, well, maybe we should move ahead with some new ones. So they got Katie Couric. It says Katie is signed on to host the popular quiz show for a week's worth of episodes, making her the second guest host after Ken Jennings, according to the paper. I think this was the move where, one, they're being inclusive. They're not trying to be gender specific. And I think also they're like, well, Ken was kind of fucked up with some of the things he tweeted. So maybe we need to get a little more wholesome. Maybe we need to get a little more apple pie. Maybe we need to get a little more small town values, because Ken was out there. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. I don't have a problem with Katie Couric. I'm with Westling, though. She wouldn't have been on my list, but now that she's on the list, I don't mind it. I mean, I'm not a huge, like, diehard Jeopardy guy either. I don't mind it. Sergio says they should get Will Ferrell. I mean, look, when I look at Jeopardy, I don't want to be nothing but silliness. And Will Ferrell, although who I love, would make it nothing but silliness. I like the fact that Trebek, every like third show, would just say something funny and it would come out of nowhere. And that's what made it funnier, was because there was nothing funny about Jeopardy. I think Wesley. Boy, I almost said some shit that, anyways. All right, let's get out of here. Let's bounce for the day, kiddos, shall we?
YouTube video!